All right, everyone. I hope you guys had a good little break like I did. And now we're going to be playing some OTXO, or I think it was pronounced like OTXO. I don't remember. But I'm going to call it OTXO. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I was going to use a controller because it seemed like it might suit it better, but I don't think so, to be honest. Can I grab this ore? What are... It's just the menu controls are weird. Shift, space, mouse, right mouse, E, middle mouse. I think I'm okay with that. My left mouse also kicks because there's nothing else going on. Follow this path. Once we get started in the run, we'll actually get to the topic at hand. It seems another OTXO has washed up upon our shores. It's been a few years since the last one. Let me guess, you found the mask somewhere, you were compelled to put it on. You don't really remember after that. Then you ended up here, face down in the sand. Is that right? It's always the same. You had someone with you as well. Your beloved, from the looks of it. They're deep inside the mansion now, if you intend to find them. But hold on. Don't just go rushing in there yet. You'll be killed instantly. Let me at least explain how things work around here. First of all, don't bother trying to leave. You can't. And don't bother trying to kill yourself either. You can't truly die while you're wearing the mask. You'll just end up back on this beach. And you can't release the mask until you've destroyed the heart of the mansion. Only then can you be free. Makes sense? Lovely. Now then, why don't we make sure you can handle yourself in there? Come with me. What is that noise? Oh, I know what it is. The first thing you need to understand is kicking. Think I got it? The doors in the mansion are locked, even to your adversaries who patrol it. You can get them open by kicking them, firing enough into them, or by detonating an explosive nearby. I'd recommend kicking. Walk up to the door and deliver a swift kick, and it should shatter right open. Your foes inside the mansion will be seeking to stop you from progressing. To that end, they'll fire upon you with all manner of weaponry. Your only recourse is, of course, to shoot back. You can borrow my old service rifle. Take some shots at these targets. If you're out of ammo, you can always reload with a fresh magazine. If you're out of magazines, you'll have to find a new gun, or kick your enemies to death. Is that not a headshot? Oh. So this thing doesn't kill on headshot. Alright, whatever. This is probably the most important thing I can tell you, so pay attention. Your adversaries inside the mansion will have extremely high reaction time. However, thanks to that mask, you do have a leg up on them. You can activate an ability called Focus, which heightens your senses and allow you to move faster than them. Try activating Focus and slipping your way through the bullets coming from this turret. You can also roll, which will allow you to dodge bullets as they fly over. Ho ho ho. Alright. Seems fair enough. Alright, just one last thing. As you kill your enemies, you may notice that you gain a combo meter. The combo meter goes up if you're killing enemies quickly or in interesting ways. This is extremely important, especially if you intend to make it to the end. Enemies will drop more coin if you have a combo going. If you're going too slowly and not keeping up a combo, they won't drop much at all. So, for your sake, try to move quickly. Don't be afraid of your foes. Alright, go ahead and face off against some actual enemies in this next section. I'll be waiting for you at the end. Remember, use focus. It's the only advantage you have. Okay, so I have a little more ammo. God damn. Oh my god, I'm so bad at this. Holy schmoly, Batman. Okay, well, that's how this is gonna go. And then I'm gonna be talking about stuff. Beach. Okay. Oh, I thought I had to fight still. Well, you're as ready as you're going to be. Oh. Time for the real thing. Good luck. And say hello to the bartender for me. I do what I want. You can't tell me what to do. The infinite foyer. Is that Leonardo DiCaprio? Excuse me, sir. It looks like it's your first time in. If you'd kindly set your weapons aside, your first drink will be in the house. And trust me, you're gonna want one. Alright. First one is on the house. What can I get you? Alright. Your guns have a 20% chance to sometimes fire 2 bullets instead of 1. Doors and glass can be destroyed with a single shot. Hold shoot while unarmed to block bullets. That sounds busted as hell, but when am I going to be unarmed? I mean, maybe. I feel like pocket ace. Extra bullet is extra good. I got the cure for what ails you. Take a look. Oh yeah, I do not have any shmoney. Well, hello there. It's been a long time since the last one. Welcome to the Rose Room. We're a humble little establishment offering drinks to weary souls in need. My role here is to import new liquors for the bar. Even though the bar stock is quite large, it's always nice to add some new drinks to the menu from time to time. You know, maybe we can help each other. The importing cost is quite high, higher than I would be able to pay alone. If you could bankroll some of the importation fees, I'd be able to find some more drinks to import for you. That way you can permanently add new liquors to the bar's stock, which you may be served the next time you're here. And if you do pay the full importation fee, you'll be able to have the drink immediately, as a little added bonus. What do you say? Pretty good deal, no? Just speak to me if you'd like to take a look at the list. Alright, what you got? Let's see what I can work on for you. Splattering an enemy refills focus. Pistols come with an extra magazine. Splattering an enemy causes all enemies to drop extra coins for 10 seconds. Okay, well, let's go. So, I think the first thing I need to do is... The first thing I need to do is lower that sound, because no one can hear me talk. Okay, we're going to drop the music to like 5. And then we're going to drop this to like 10. Okay. So as I was saying, the topic for right now is going to be the fact of how disabled people kind of have to deal with certain, I guess, pressures, I would say, that people might not be familiar with. But I guess the big one that I put into the title itself is the fact that when you're disabled, there's already this expectation within society to be, what's the word I'm looking for? be a valuable member of society, right? That's the way it's put a lot of times. Oh, is that a Lewis gun? That's pretty nice. I was looking for more of an assault rifle. The Lewis gun's fine. Well, I almost died, but I know I heal up after every room. You've got this pressure put on you to kind of provide a certain amount of value, and they convince you that you need to work, or else you're a shitty human being. And when you're unable to work, a lot of people like to look at you poorly because they've been told, oh, if I don't work, I provide no value. And then, gosh darn it. And then if, you're not providing that work value, then a lot of people will look down on you, right? And I bring this up because I'm a disabled vet. I spent quite some time in the military, about a decade. Oh, you've probably noticed a few new faces out here. We're the servants of the mansion. We consist of various wanderers, vagabonds, and transients that have somehow ended up here. And unlike you, OTXO, it seems that there is no chance we can ever leave. Don't worry, we've all made peace with it one way or another. I suppose I should introduce myself. I'm the groundskeeper. I mostly tend to the mansion's horticulture, but I've become somewhat of a de facto caretaker for all. Likely because I've been here the longest, well, in a sense. I get the feeling the bartender and that girl with him have been here much, much longer. But they seem to be content staying within the Rose Room, so we don't see them often. Anyways, I won't keep you from your purpose any longer. Good luck in there, and if you need anything from me, I'll be here. Okay, let's talk to this gentleman. Oh, it's a nun. Welcome, OTXO. Do you know why we, the denizens of this place, call your kind OTXO? It means wolf, because that's what you are. A rabid, violent, helpless beast. A starving dog only in that condition because you turned your nose at the generous offerings of others. In short, pathetic. But it is not my place to judge. I am a nun with the Church of Steel, an organization dedicated to the procurement and upkeep of firearms. As the only apostle of the church here, the mansion has granted me some unique privileges. Through me, you may choose, with some exceptions, what firearms will appear within the mansion. Of course, they will be wielded by your enemies, so be aware you may be choosing the firearms that kill you. And if you acquire any new weapons, they too will join the list. Understand, my child? Good. Speak to me whenever you'd like to adjust your armory. Let us view your weaponry. Oh, so you can turn stuff off? I want everything on. I feel like that's the most fun. Is there anyone kind of walking around the grounds? There is, but I have to. Oh, this is a set of steps, I see. The master, but different? Or just a different version? Forgive me for not introducing myself. I am the Deviant. I am a collector of sorts. I am interested in, how would you call them, artifacts? I suppose that's the best way to describe them. Over the course of your time here, you may have come across these artifacts, you see, and it is my duty to collect and display them for you. Some consider these artifacts junk, but I must admit I am utterly fascinated by them. So please, if you collect any, feel free to come see me so that we may examine them together. OTXO, yes, your collection awaits. We have nada. Okay, well, we'll go check the other side and then we'll get back to conversation. No one, but that bench looks like it's meant for someone to sit. Can I go around here? It looks like there's some kind of garden over here. No, just a busted out car. Oh, you can see the trail I make in the grass. That's kind of neat. Okay, so as I was discussing, a lot of people take offense to people being disabled, and take offense to, my apologies, sir, I can't serve you unless you're unarmed. First one is on the house. What can I get you? Find grenades more often, move faster when holding a pistol, rolls a spot, get 3 of a kind for a prize. I mean, that sounds fun. I don't have any money, so I can't order anything from her, so. God damn. Ho ho ho, get fucked. I don't quite, and that's why I explained where kind of like a lot of these societal pressures are coming from. A lot of people feel very strongly, that's just a pistol, I'm not dealing with that, feel very strongly about you know, the thing that they were assigned to do, you know, their work. And a lot of people are kind of really attached to that and feel like, oh, my way is the right way. This is the way I was taught. And so it's got to be correct. Oh, I see. So I have to do it all within the same cooldown. I understand. Okay. Damn, I got my ass beat. This might be a hard game to talk through. Don't be picky about weapon selection. Full ammo is always best. Okay, alright. Oh, I could have just tried again. Okay. I should have just done that. But yeah, I do feel like a lot of people kind of feel some type of way. There are even people, I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting more pushback on when I became disabled. The Wanderer. That people would be like, oh, you know, you're not really contributing anymore or yada yada, but I'm gonna be honest, most people since I became disabled have been incredibly kind and incredibly understanding. They're like, no, you served our country and you got fucked over for it. Like, I'm not, like, why would I be mad at you, you know? I think you're supposed to be on slow-mo, like, the whole time. But, yeah, a lot of people have been very kind to me about, you know, the things I've gone through and the things I've got to deal with now. And I feel like it's been very heartwarming for me. But I do hear how other people have had to deal with, you know, not so kind treatment. What hit you? Oh, the Wanderer came in. Not so kind treatment for, you know, something that they just really have no control over. And I really don't like that. I don't want people to be treated poorly for something they generally have no fucking control over. And I feel like taking it out on someone else because you don't like the fact that, you know, they're not able to do something you can do, and you're like, oh, but, you know, I have to do it, so you have to do it. And it's this, I don't know. I see people getting into this kind of like, oh, it's this It's this, what? Oh, I blew open the door. It's this welfare state, you know, and it's just like, there are people, I'm not going to sit here and lie to anybody and say there aren't people who try to, you know, take advantage of the system. That'd be completely false. That's just not true. But I don't think that most people do. Gosh dagnabbit. I think that the higher combo is, the more money you earn. Yeah. I feel like there's not a lot of understanding as to how difficult it is to deal with this. And I also think it's kind of shitty that people who maybe don't deal with this do, you know, take advantage and then make it more difficult for those of us who are, you know, actually dealing with this struggle. I don't appreciate it. I don't like it. But I also don't like that people hear that one person is, you know, oh shit, one person is causing trouble and they're like, oh, anyone could be, everyone could be, you know, so we should defund all this shit and we should make it harder for people who are disabled to be able to take care of themselves or to get to a position where maybe they can take care of themselves a little better. Oh, that sounds really good. I think it's kind of horse shit. So now our throne guns have turned into turrets. God damn. I kept trying to roll around and kick them because I threw my gun, and it didn't really turn into a turret. But yeah, as I was saying. This game is really hard to focus on. Oh, you're new. Blessings be upon you, OTXO. Your armory awaits. I don't really like this. Everyone just brings that shotgun. I like that shotgun. I haven't tried the pistol yet, to be honest. I don't dislike that. I just don't like the M1 Grand, or the Gabriel, as they call it. I've become invisible while rolling. I want it to be known that, like, you know, that a lot of people don't have control over this, you know, this really devastating thing to happen to a lot of people, and that a lot of people struggle with, including myself, you know, am I a drain on society, right? Like, am I part of the problems of society because I, you know, can't contribute like I used to be able to? You know, I used to be a member of the armed forces contributing to what I thought was global peace and, you know, humanitarian efforts and stuff like that, and obviously taking out the bad guys. But obviously I know things are a little different now, and if you disagree, that's fine. You know, there are a lot of veterans who struggle with the fact that, you know, like, no, what I did was, you know, necessary, and it can't be that I'm the bad guy or that what we did wasn't just, because then what I did was horrible and I can't, you know, deal with that internally. And I understand that. I'm not going to sit here and, you know, force someone to feel that what they did was wrong and or horrible or anything like that. You know, I feel the way I do about it. And everyone deals with their stuff differently. But I think one thing that I know for sure is that there are members of the veteran and, you know, military community who feel that for some fucking reason, those who get medically retired or get disability, they're like they're all gaming the system. They're all a bunch of shit bags who, you know, are trying to fuck with the system. Unless you got your leg blown off, you know, you shouldn't have any of that. And it's just like, dude, like, I know you don't have a degree in medicine, so why are you just sitting here trying to make a decision for the rest of us? Because you are in good health right now, you know, because you got lucky and late into your career, you know, you were able to, oh, what the hell? I didn't know you guys could blow up the doors. Did I kill two of you? You know, because that happens where sometimes, you know, someone will get lucky and late into their career, you know, they'll be just fine. But I'd say most people end up kind of chewed up by the military. I'd say most veterans end up in a much worse state than when they got out, and much worse than you know, their aged peers. Because I know for damn sure you be seeing. Here's a good point of fact: most people are in the military for about 20 years, because after 20 years you are eligible for a retirement. That retirement is 50% of your base pay, which, you know, you still lose a majority of the money you were kind of like making during, but that's, you know, for a lot of people it can be like $2,500, $3,000, even $4,000. And if you're like a really high ranking officer or something, it could be like $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 or more. On top of that, if you get disability, you get tax-free money, you know, and if you do your 20 years, you're eligible to collect both at the same time. I did 10 years because I was medically retired forcefully. I was so messed up that I was medically retired forcefully. And I agreed that it was the right choice at that time. Enough things had happened where I was like, you know what, I'm done with how the military is going to treat me and handle things, and I think it's going in the wrong direction. And, you know, a lot of people agree. That's why there's a big retention problem in the U.S. military. They say a bartender is just a pharmacist with a limited inventory. Fourth option to the drink list. Wow, that would be interesting, but no. I, instead, am going to start paying up to get more. I'll put your investment to good use. Shall we take a look? Splattering refills focus. I feel like that's going to be like the big one I care about. Because keeping the focus up is, again, what the game tries to focus on and tell you it's going to keep you alive. But there are some, you know, some old heads who are of the mindset that, oh, well, I was fine. I didn't have that kind of trouble. So, obviously, you shouldn't, because, you know, there's no way your military experience can be that different from mine. And they're assholes. They're absolutely wrong. Because they don't understand that life experiences just come out differently. That's just the way the world works, guys. And, you know, I went to different bases. I had different assignments. I've had different things than you have. And so I'm going to have a different military experience than you are. Ah, gosh darn it. Got all focused in there. But I do this to say that people from all walks of life kind of come at each other, right? You'd think that veterans would kind of be on each other's side and be like, yeah, man, you definitely get the help you need. I understand that you can't work, and I understand that I don't quite understand, you know, where your pain could be coming from, or, you know, what you're going through medically. or, you know, stuff like that. But I can, you know, still relate to the fact that we all got a little fucked up by our service. And, you know, we're all just trying to do better. Oh, fuck, there's another one of you. But it doesn't happen that way. It unfortunately is not that simple. God damn it. But yeah, the real point I'm trying to make is people, even the ones you think would have your back, are possibly going to be the first ones that'll kind of come at you and say, hey, you know, you're too young. You're, you know, you don't seem that hurt, you know. Even though it's horseshit. Because, for example, when you're disabled, and anyone can attest to this, besides certain very extreme cases where, you know, you're confined to a wheelchair 24/7, which is pretty rare, you have good days. Is it always? No. But sometimes. Oh, I can kick the weapon. That's interesting to know. And you know what? When I have good days, sometimes I get worried. Like, oh, what if someone from the VA or whatever sees me having an okay day where I'm not in as much pain as I usually am, right? Which is just an insane thing to think, right? First of all, no one's gonna know me that well to give a shit. But it's just the thought of like, I know I'm suffering, but there are people who will go out of their way to ruin my ability to take care of my family because I can't work. I can't. I'm doing this streaming stuff because it's something for me to, you know, be able to take care of myself in a way that I'm doing something. And not necessarily in the way that I'm providing something to society, but in a way that I am providing something that I am kind of doing for myself. You know what I'm saying? I have struggles doing basic things. Very basic things. From getting up in the morning, like physically getting up, to things like hygiene, like brushing my teeth, like showering. They've become difficult tasks, you know? And anyone upon hearing that would be like, oh my god, that sounds horrible, you know? But there are times where it's like the times where I go outside and I go out on maybe a date night with my wife, someone might see me, you know, and I do a pretty good job of not trying to look like, you know, some crippled, sad person, you know. But, and I feel like I do a pretty good job because, you know, most people wouldn't know that I'm in constant pain. Okay, baby. But I feel like, you know, when I sit there and I have that, yeah, let's try out the pistol. Let's see what we got going on here. When I have that like, oh, like, you know, even though I know the pain I'm in, I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, but am I disabled? You know, even though I know that just because I'm feeling good right now, it does not mean I feel good most of the time. It's far and few between when I'm feeling okay, you know? And I feel like I'm not the only disabled person to feel this. There's no way that this is a weird one-off situation for me, you know, and it's not just something that a lot of us have to deal with. And so I want to bring it up on the sense of like, I know, and just like I feel like a lot of other people with, you know, good support systems will tell. Fuck, I forgot to grab a weapon. Oh, thank God. Will tell you. Nah, I'm gonna keep jacking up my options. Nice. Excellent. You can have this now, and I'll get the bar to start stocking this. Thank you. See enemy health bar. Splattering enemy causes all other enemies. Pistols come with an extra magazine. I feel like this will unlock other things come with an extra magazine, though. Maybe that's how that works. Oh, I picked up his gun. Huh. But yeah, I think a lot of us struggle with that, and I wanna have an open conversation about it where we actually do talk about the fact that, like, it's not true, you know? We're not a drain on society just because, you know, we fucking... And someone, I'm sure, would be like, I'm just playing devil's advocate here, but you do actually drain society's resources because you're not supplying anything and you're taking from it. So technically, it's like, look, motherfucker, I'm a human being. I'm not a fucking robot machine made only to produce things for you or the rest of the masses. And none of you are either. I want to make that very clear. None of us are just machines made to be producing. You know? Why do you think my... Oh, I don't have a weapon. Whoops. I am going to die. Or not. Oh man, I'm wrecking them now. Oh my god, I couldn't get around that corner. But it's okay. It's all here for fun anyway. But I want to make that clear for everybody that, you know, just because you're not providing... Killing shot leaves you with 1 HP in a moment of okay, focus of twice much faster. Ooh, I like that. You know, you're not just what you can provide. And I know as a man, a lot of what we are kind of taught is, you know, that is what our worth is to the world, is what we can give to it, what we can give to people. But I disagree. I think we have an intrinsic value, you know, just as human beings, that provides enough to the rest of us that, you know, I think it's just enough being alive. I don't know how I can convince myself of that, because to be honest, I don't know if I believe it. Especially when I'm out here performing, it's bad. But, I don't know, in my heart I know it's true. I know we don't have to do anything. That, you know, that we're doing good in the world just by staying alive. And I'm sure there are people who are like, actually, your carbon footprint is a negative. You breathing is already a bad... Yeah, fuck you, dude. I know I said I'm out here to hate on people, but I don't like people who just want to sit there and be contrarian when you're trying to give someone hope. And I keep thinking of it because I think in the back of my mind that's what the anxiety is trying to tell me. And I can say for a fact that if you sound like my anxiety, you're not having good points. That's just, I feel like that's a fact. Oh, they get suppressed. They stay there. They have like a will to live. Beach. Gun. Yeah. I think that really convincing ourselves of that truth that, you know, we do have value and it's not just fucking balls. We do have value and it's not just the things we're providing to those around us. Or, even better, that the value we provide, it doesn't have to be a service or a product. We can be something of value just by existing. I know my wife and my friends are content with me just because we hang out together. But, you know, I don't think, I'm sure I'm not that way of value for everybody, but I think the people who matter, I think that's what's important. Bitch. I think that's what's important, is where do we provide value to the people who are important to us. And I think by being alive and just doing things that way. Oh my god, I just fucking stealthed that, man. There is a game called Angry Foot that this reminds me of because of all the kicking I'm playing. But, getting back to the subject at hand. I want everyone to be able to feel the way I've just described. Oh my god, I clicked the button to kick him, and it just did not matter. I need to use my focus more. That thing is right. I feel like the kick has to be really precise, which is fair because it's like a one-hit kill. But I do feel like, I don't know, I wish it was as easy as just that was fucking horrible. I'm gonna do this shit all with these turrets. Oh, I tried to get behind that wall and failed. I wish there was a way that I could just tell you. Oh, I mean, heal on hit is. I wish I could find a way to just tell you that, you know, the words coming out of my mouth were true and, you know, not just a bunch of weird platitudes. I feel like the sensitivity is really high, but I feel like it's also right. And this is why I feel like it's important to have this community. You know, it's why the VA tries to get a lot of vets together, but I don't get along doing that because they all seem to have this very extreme thing. The ones who do that are all still very pro-military. And I gotta be honest, that's not who I am. I don't see it as being who I want to be in life, and it's just not. Ah, didn't mean to reload that. That's fine though. Get fucked. Oh, I'll try to pick that up. Okay. Machine gun works. But I know that it's hard. And I know that it's not ever going to be easy to feel like, you know, what I'm doing is ever going to be enough. But I've got to work hard to feel like what I'm providing is going to be enough for me. Because I think that is the hardest part. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Oh, gosh darn it. Sorry, my surgery is hurting me. 25% for missed shots to return to your ammo counts. Doesn't work with shotguns. Oh, well, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? But I do not like how the chairs blend in so well, but still, you know, take all those problems. I wish I had an answer for you guys, because I know those of you who will hear this and have the same problems I have, you want an answer that just, well, answers the question of like, what do I do? How do I get to the point where I am feeling okay? And I don't have an answer for you. Maybe one day there will come a time where in this chat someone will be like, oh, I do this. I mean, the answer is we got to keep going to therapy. Teleports behind you. Nothing personal, kid. Wasn't there someone up here? Did I kill him? Oh, you were hiding over there, and then I didn't get you. I know that there will come a time where I'm feeling at a point where I'm managing my pain and my mental health. Oh, I'm gonna risk it for the brisket, get twice as much money but have half as much health. Might as well, I'm dying quick anyway. I know that one day I'll be in like a managed state, right? But right now I'm not there. What? How did that not kill you? His fucking nose was in the door. I don't know. I really want that clarity that comes from being able to have a surety in the course of your life. But I don't think I'm gonna have that ever again. And I feel like that's also one of the things they don't tell you that happens once your health and the function of your body are taken from you. I feel like that's something they neglect to mention, is just, if you ever thought that you didn't have control of your life before, oh Lord, do you not now? And I feel like, you know, because a lot of people are like, the only thing you can control is yourself. And it's like, yeah, but what happens when you lose control of, you know, even that? Where, like, you know, how you feel is not necessarily up to you. And I mean that in, like, you know, I know you still always get to choose how you react to things. But you don't get to choose how you feel about them in a lot of cases with, you know, mental health stuff, right? Or the pain that you're in with physical ailments. Oh my God. Did I do it? Am I alive? Holy shit. Oh, they wear red masks. Oh, I blasted through here too. What? It wasn't firing. Or maybe it just felt like that time slowed down a bit when I was watching. I think one of the ways that I've learned to gain some semblance of control of my life is this. I was doing something creative, right? I'm doing this. And while this could turn into something where it's like, oh, this could become something like, you know, like a job, right? It doesn't have to be. It can be something that you do purely for creative reasons. And I feel like that's okay. It's okay to do something just because you enjoy it and just because you like it. I feel like that's gotta be okay. Because I'm doing this because I like it. I'm doing this because, where's your gun? Yeah, P90, that'll do significantly better. I'm not sitting here doing this only because, you know, oh, it might make me money. I don't fucking care. I'm making enough where I'm okay. I have a house. I have food. You know, I have a loving wife. I don't feel like I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not someone who was born of means, so I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, you know, money doesn't buy happiness. The fuck it doesn't. The most important things in life, like true friendship, trust, you know, peace of mind. I mean, peace of mind can't be purchased, to be honest. But I agree, you know, love and true friendship and trust cannot be purchased. But everything the fuck else can. So, for example, this game. Tons of fun. But it costs money. Cost this guy money to make this game. And last I checked, this is fun. This game makes me happy, even though I'm shit at it. What? It's a horror game? What the fuck? Price $250. Oh, it's a gacha. Well, I mean, I'm gonna. Is that an artifact? Oh, it's a new gun. This is how you get the new guns. Indeed. Day 93. A long time ago, I began to love the killing. At first, it was a necessity. If I wanted to see my son, I would have to kill. I was appalled by the bloodshed, and I pulled the trigger by duty alone. But now I enjoy it. The foes in there don't make any noise. But if they did, I imagine I'd like their screams. Seeing their blood pool on the floor fills me with a sense of glee. I hate them, so naturally I love it when they die. Interesting. Oh, I can't. Oh, I can break that, but I can't. Can I break this? I just want to know if I can enter into combat with her and she immediately wrecks my shit. Because that's what will happen. That took a lot of bullets. The silence pistol. Oh, so you can stealth your way through this shit. Stealth pistol fight. Okay. Get fucked. I'm getting better at it. I just need to get to the flow of things. Oh, was that not everybody? Ah, yes, the red arrows. I do think it's very interesting how people think that every single military person suffers from PTSD from combat. I know a lot of people who loved it. Like, it was a good time. You know? I feel like a lot of people are missing the point that a lot of military people, you know, they're fine going to it. They you know, it's justified at first, but they end up kind of like that, where they're like, ah, but you know. And I'm not saying they're bad people. Eventually you gotta learn to love your job, right? Just turns out your job is murder. But, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and fucking wreck someone's time because they enjoy something that I don't. I know there's some of you out there who want to sit on the moral ground of like, but killing anything is bad, all life is precious, and yada yada yada. It's like, okay, I get it. And I understand that. But I think that father understood when it was his son's life, you know, or these guys' lives. He made the choice rather quickly, I'm sure. Yes, get closer to me with the shotgun. I hate how games don't understand that shotguns do not spread that far. It spreads to maybe the full width of a fucking linebacker's chest, if that. You know, like 100 yards out. Like, they're pretty fucking accurate. There's a reason people tried to outlaw them in war. They're very effective. Whew. Got there with the last of my focus. I don't expect most people to understand. I think the best way to put it is there are some people who have addictive personalities, and so they should never do drugs or have any kind of like real vice. Like it's probably pretty dangerous for them, right? Ooh, I'm dead. But I feel like it's not that way for everybody. There have been lots of people who are like, oh, I'm fine on it, and when they want to quit something, they're like, oh, I feel like it is starting to get in the way of stuff. They just drop it. And it's stuff that is really intense, like meth and heroin and coke and stuff like that. And it happens. People, you know, can do it. Do I think you should test it to see if you're one of those people? No, not even like the tiddliest bit. I think that shit's fucking poison. But I get how people like, you know, their vices. I can't sit here and fucking tell you that it feels like I would run into my bullets. That I, you know, I'm gonna be your fucking mom or dad and tell you exactly what you can and can't do. No, that's not gonna happen. You do what you're gonna do. Just, you know, as long as you're an adult, understand, you know, the consequences of your actions. I do like the automatic shotgun. But, you know, as long as you understand the consequences of your actions, I mean, not my place to do shit. Not my place to do a goddamn thing. And I won't. This channel is supposed to be free of that, you know. You don't have to worry about, like, you know, hey, this is what I struggle with, you know. Now, if you're in a position where you want help with something, definitely say go seek someone's help, you know. If it's addiction, I'd say seek out a professional. You know, DAA or AA. Or, you know, getting a little personal here, I was addicted to sex. Well, the honest truth is I'll always be addicted, that's how it works, to sex and porn. I know, not just like, oh, you know, I always watch porn, but I say sex to, no, like I was addicted to sex. I, you know, got it frequently and from anywhere, and, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and say that it was, you know, oh, it's good and it's cool and it's, you know, no, it was not a healthy way to live my life. And I'm glad to be done with it. Not that going out and having a lot of sex is necessarily bad for you, but it got, you know, the depiction of an addiction or a disorder of any kind is that, you know, it gets in the way and causes, you know, actual problems in your life. And I feel like that's something a lot of people do miss. For example, you can have any amount of things that, you know, sitting on disability again, there's and people who make it harder for those of us who do have a problem with what disability does. You know, being disabled, I am made unable, that's what it is, to do things because... What? I mean, sure, why not? See if I can find... I'm going to see if I can even see one of these aerial blood droplets. I'm made unable to do something. But there are some people who, you know, do try to, you know, for some reason it is now cool to be mentally ill, question mark. Because people are like, oh, you know, they're diagnosing themselves online. Which I find real weird. You know, if you think you might have a problem, you know, like it does affect you negatively in your life, then definitely go seek a doctor, get a diagnosis, and seek treatment. But don't just sit online and be like, oh, see guys, I have this too. Like, it's so weird that that's become something people try to do. Been struggling with mental illness for a long time. I would never wish it on anyone. It is a lack of full capability or control of your fucking emotional or mental faculties. Like, why would you want that? I just went in and tried to kick. I kept hitting the middle mouse button to kick instead of hitting the button to shoot. But I do see people who will be like, oh, I have these symptoms and those symptoms and these symptoms for autism, ADHD, depression, so on and so forth. But they don't quite understand the fact that, you know, it's not just like a couple of symptoms, right? It's, do you have the, you know, it's, hey doc, I have a problem. And then, you know, while you're checking out the problem, they're like, oh, do you have this symptom? You need to have a root problem for it to be a symptom, guys. And, you know, the reality is I think most people aren't doing it. I think it's just a couple of kids on the internet, you know. And again, I think it's dangerous to assume that because a couple of kids on the internet are doing it, everyone's doing it. And I'm in no position to say they don't have a diagnosis. And I think a lot of these armchair people who are like, well, I have it or my cousin has it or whatever, and, you know, it's different for them. And it's like different diseases can present themselves differently. You know, like, or let me rephrase. You can have Lyme disease, and it'll appear different on you than other people. For example, heart attacks present differently in women than men. And so a lot of women will die from heart attack because people don't know that's what they're having. Now, if you ask me, I do not remember off the top of my head because my memory is fucked by previous injuries. What those things are. Baby, do you remember? For women, what the heart attack signs are?
Usually just like a discomfort or like...
It's like something with like their shoulders and neck, right?
Yeah, it's like left side, like the radiating pain.
I thought radiating pain with your left arm was men, and then women it was like neck and shoulder pain and then pressure on your chest. It feels like something like it's hard to breathe. I remember seeing this the other day, and then I googled it. It's pressure on your chest, and it feels like it's hard to breathe. And then it's neck and shoulder pain. Those are the things to look out for. That's why it's so weird, because for guys, it's like this big shooting pain radiating up your arm. Or it's not a shooting pain, it's a radiating pain up your arm, right?
Yeah, or like you just feel like fatigued.
Fatigued?
Yeah, for like days.
Days?
Yeah. Some people have that.
Yeah, that's true. But just keep in mind that, you know, this is not the place to diagnose yourself, nor to fight someone on a diagnosis they might say they have. Why wouldn't you die? Hello, baby girl, what do you need? Do you want your food? My cats like to eat my dog's food. And because my dog has bad allergies, she gets skin problems. Don't worry, we have her on medications and we lotion her and do all that other stuff. It's just, they're really, really severe bad allergies. She's on the highest dose she can be. But, where's it going? Oh yeah, we're not here to fight people about their diagnosis, or tell people they don't have something, or tell people they do. You know, if you have something and you want to help someone who does have something as well, go ahead. I'm not going to stop you. I will be the last person to stop you from trying to help somebody. Get fucked. Yeah, you gotta peek him a little bit. Yeah, I think that's the way you gotta kill him. Even if you don't get as much money. Aha! But yeah. Excellent. You can have this now, and I'll get the bar to start stocking this. Thank you. Yeah, let's do enemy health bars. Get fucked. Yeah, their reaction speeds are just so much better than yours. Get fucked. I'll sit around every corner and kill you. Son of a bitch. Just got the timing exactly right every time. Oh, did I kick the other guy's gun into him? Oh, that was so cool. Feeling really good about this run. Let me see if I can find another LMG on the ground. I know I saw. I'll take the assault shotgun. I think that's good. Shit. Come on. Get fucked. Damn. I know this commentary is fantabulous. I do think that there has become a little bit of a problem with people, you know, trying to identify or diagnose themselves, as there has always been. I think people have always done that. Isn't it like, pretty sure it's a whole syndrome, you know, doing it for something. But I don't think that setting in place standards that hurt those who aren't faking it or make it harder to get care. Oh, I cleared but got hit by his bullets right afterwards. You can vault over furniture? Okay, I'm gonna have to try that. For example, disability. I know that some people do try to game the system, right? And we catch them and we stop them. Sometimes, most of the time, whatever it is. But, sorry, I was getting something to drink. But I feel that making it so hard for other people that that those who need the care can't get it is not helping anyone. And you could say, oh, but, you know, we need to make sure that people aren't gaming the system so there's enough in the funding for everybody. And I think that's fair, but I feel like we would have a lot more funding if there wasn't as much corruption in our government and they actually used our tax money for the things that matter. You know, like taking care of people who can't necessarily take care of themselves. Your red head being under the lamp tricked me almost. But instead we put more of that money into hurting our own citizens. Or hurting other citizens. I don't believe that spending money to take care of people who need it is ever going to be a waste of money. I don't think I could be convinced otherwise. And the stress of wondering, am I going to be able to provide anything for my family, because that feeling is real. And I did get my VA 100% disability when I was getting med boarded. But if you want to believe it or not, there are people who get, you know, retired by the military medically and then still don't get 100% VA. So 100% VA disabled means you get about $4,000 tax-free a month. Just to be real specific about it. And you know, that's a big difference. The difference between 90 and 100 is about $1,000. Like that's significant. That's a lot. And it's still, you know, that's still less than I was making when I was in the military. You know? And so you're still taking essentially a pay cut. I don't know if you could shoot through that tree. Some games just, I don't know. Oh, give me one moment, everyone. I have to reapply something to my dog. Alrighty, we are back in business. Now, I don't think that where was it going with this? I had a point. I don't think that God, what was I talking about? I don't think that preventing care or making care more difficult to get for those who need it because of those who are trying to game the system is worth it. And I think we do have the resources. America is, at least in America, we're one of the richest countries in the world, if not the richest. And the only resource we don't really have is manpower, but if we put more money into making sure we took care of the people who take care of people and put more money into taking care of our people, we would also get our people who are unable to take care of themselves more frequently to a state that they could actually get off of it. One of the big issues with disability in America is that you can't have more than $12,000 in a bank account. Or is it even that much? I think it's less than that. You can't have, it's some ridiculously small amount. I think it's $12,000 or less. So let me put it to you this way. If you live in America, having $12,000 in a bank account, and a lot of people are like, oh, but you know, there's all these young people that don't have that much money in a bank account. It's like, yes, but they're also bringing in an income. When you can't have a guaranteed income because what you're doing, for example, there are some disabled people who have started content creation, like I have. You know? And when you're doing content creation, it's not exactly stable or guaranteed income. And I feel like some people don't quite understand that. Oh god, having it out there made the turning radius so bad. What was that? Oh, I blew open the other door. Yeah, I was out of ammo and I could have kicked him, but I decided to die. Oh, I could have used my focus and rolled out of there. But yeah. It's so, how are they supposed to, then if they find a way that they can perhaps provide for themselves? I don't want doors to be destroyed that easily. It's going to be more of a pain in the ass than otherwise. I mean, it could be good in some cases. How are they supposed to? If you weren't able to make it guaranteed money, it was just kind of hit or miss, and you were only allowed to have $12,000 in your bank account, or else the guaranteed money that you have, which is not that much, right, stops happening. And by the way, the number doesn't change for if you get married. So there are people who are disabled, you know, they get married, and then, you know, the other person's making money, but they're not making that much money necessarily, right? Maybe they're making $35,000 a year, right? And now the other person isn't making it. The disabled person isn't making any money because they've been pulled off disability because their spouse is making $35,000 a year in a small city. Now, I don't know about you, but, and here's the thing, people are like, oh, don't live in the city. That's where all the jobs are. And you'd be like, oh, but there's a ton of, you know, remote jobs outside the city. Yeah, and everyone wants them. Everyone wants a global remote job, meaning you're competing with the best and the brightest. Meaning if you have any medical things that you need to do, you need to just be like, oh, I don't want to say, when you go to fill out a job application. And I've done that. And when you do that, they know what that means. They're not stupid. They know it means you have one, but you don't want to talk about it. Let me see, can I vault this? Oh, you can, okay. And it said you're invincible while you do this. Okay. Get fucked. So I do just want to bring up that point. It's just like, what are you supposed to do in these situations? How are you supposed to be at a point where, you know, you want to contribute to your family, you're trying to contribute to, you know, taking care of your family, right? But you can't because dumbass politicians who make more money to do nothing all the time decide that, you know, you shouldn't have enough to do that, and you shouldn't be allowed to be put in a position to take care of yourself or your family. It's very frustrating. Because I'm in an okay position because people do want to support their troops here in America. And because of that, I'm in an okay position, and I'm pretty sure any politician who still wants to have a career is not going to get rid of military benefits, because every time they try to do that, they get in a lot of trouble. But you know what's funny? Is that a lot of the politicians that you might think are good vote every year to decrease benefits for veterans, for those who are not veterans but are disabled, all kinds of people. And it's always like the, oh, but it'll never happen to me. But what if it does? What if it does happen to you? I never thought before I was 30, was going to have a problem with my memory, with being able to have my neck move correctly, with being able to live a normal life. And now here I am several years later, still with those problems, and looking at a lifetime of them. And I'm going, oh yeah. Like, you know, it did happen to me. And if that system wasn't in place to take care of vets, I would be fucked. And I just want people to understand that, you know, hey, politicians are not taking care of us. Which I think is at the surprise of no one. I think we all know that they're not taking care of us. But I think it's hard to understand, possibly, you know, how poor of a job they're doing. Because every year they try to get away with that shit. They're like, oh, let's see if we can reduce veterans benefits and military benefits, but we're gonna increase our pay. You know? And I find that disgusting. I find it upsetting. And I find it to be incredibly distasteful, especially when these people run on a platform of military support or of taking care of those who need it. Because you can get those from both sides, where they're like, oh, we'll take care of those who need it, or you can get the, oh, we're going to take care of military. And there are those on both sides, you know. I know each side likes to play its game, but they're both the same group of people who are both friends with each other on the weekends. They don't care about us. They care about whatever power they can get and keeping it. And the money they can get too. All the bribing, or sorry, lobbying. And I don't think that it's something that we should keep allowing in our country, you know. But then you end up like the guy who was a whistleblower at Boeing, with him telling his friends, if they get me, it wasn't suicide, you know. Oh, so you just end up in a creepy ass place if you get the new weapon. Okay. The writ of Bekatua, passage 5. But when the mask approached Bekatua, Bekatua's ego would not allow it to see its ambitions as worthwhile. Dejected and ashamed, the mask instead became devious. It pulled in more and more entities from the outside, increasing the population of the community. Soon, as with any growth, the community began infighting. Every day, the strife and anxiety of the community rose, but Bekatua did not know how to keep it in check. For Bekatua did not see itself as a leader of the community, but simply as a denizen of this place. Okay, I don't know who Bekatua is, but we'll find out. Not enough, shmoney. I was right, you do just go in the White House. Damn. Get fucked. Come on. Oh. That like pushed me back. I'm so tanky. Oh my gosh, I have no health. As I was saying, I'm so tanky, and then I got greedy. I should have dodged there, so it didn't kill me right afterwards. I do... Oh, this is a boss fight. I think if we have unlimited ammo... Well, if it's in this small of a room, I want the shotgun. Your sins almost equal mine. Yeah, and then as I go to leave... Ah, so you can only hit it there. Ah, I thought it would be in the room we were in. Ow. Ooh. It's like Dark Souls boss, you gotta... Yeah, you gotta get right in there. Oh, was that an RPG? Get fucked! Whew, had to focus for that boss there. Sorry, everybody. And I'm gonna die immediately after this. Oh, man. I think we're doing good, though, even though we're talking and stuff. I think I am the primordial conservatory. Enemies are cautious. Let's import some drinks. Yeah, you know, let's do the one that gives us more economy. I want to believe that... Oh my goodness, there's the sniper. I want to try it. Oh, that's glass. Ho ho ho! I love it. Did I hit a bird? Oh, this is very Spec Ops. Silent pistols and... I wish there was piercing. Okay, I can't shoot the birds. Oh. Oh, I told you I was gonna die right after this. Oh man, that was funny. I'm glad I put all that money into getting the next drink. Because I was debating keeping it to get the next weapon maybe from the gacha. Oh, Lord. I do. Oh, combo multiplier lasts longer. That'll help with the economy so much. I do believe that there are a lot of different ways to handle the problems that we have with mental health going on. I do believe I did get in my emotions a little too much when thinking about it, but I think doing something creative, whether it pays or not, can help you have the confidence to believe you can do things maybe you thought you couldn't do, and maybe you still can't do them. You know, that is part of the reality of being disabled. You're unable, right? But I feel like, how do I put this? I feel like if you can find something creative that you can do, you're able to, well, you're able to do something, you know, that maybe, because I know when you're disabled, there's not a lot you can do. Trust me, I know. But being able to create something will help with your mental health so significantly. That's why I first tried to just do videos, but I realized I didn't have the... I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed editing and I had a lot of fun with it, and I enjoyed, you know, doing audio balancing and stuff like that. But I feel like for example, I was probably a little too quiet there. But I feel like the capabilities I have don't allow for the amount of time to be spent that is necessary to do that. And I don't think it's healthy for a lot of normal people, let alone someone like me who struggles with the capability of normal jobs hours, right? You know, I start streaming at 10 here. That's what's going to be Monday through Friday. And then I'm going to get off at 1 till 2. And then I'm going to, yeah, let's do some health. And then I'm going to, or get off at 1, come back at 2, and then stream till 5, you know? So 2 sets of 3 hours of streaming. And there's, you know, a little bit extra I do outside of that to, you know, do the thumbnail. But, I mean, it's not like I'm doing crazy thumbnails. As you've seen from the thumbnail itself, it's not exactly... Is that guy on a path to the door? It's not exactly, you know, a fucking Van Gogh. But, you know, I feel like it conveys the point I'm trying to make. And it conveys to you, the viewer, what you're about to watch. And I think that's... Oh, so when you get more health, it just goes into a new vial. And I've already lost it. Oh, Lord. Right, gotta remember focus. Got to remember focus. Let's go. Damn, speed run. Got the shit kicked out of me though. God, I have like a third of my health ish. Damn. Damn. Alright, well, where's a different gun I need? Yeah, there we go. Get fucked. Get kicked in the face. Oh, I vaulted it. I think I am getting better at this game. But yeah, so my biggest recommendation is that you find something creative you can do, something you can create. And it doesn't have to be something physical. You can make something digital. You can get into digital art, you can get into painting, you can get into spoken word and go down to your local coffee shop and, you know, figure out, you know, what really makes you tick. I think it'll also help you find out a little bit about your identity and how you're going to grow as a person, you know. Now that who you are as a person is probably irrevocably changed. But not necessarily for the worst. Maybe you'll find out new ways of being happy that will make you happier than you ever thought you could be, and things that you would never thought of trying. Because I know a lot of people don't actually do something creative. But if you're disabled in a way where, you know, there's not much you can do in being creative in a specific way, maybe with some kind of accessibility feature or function or tool, is some way that you could do that, then I think it might be something that would open up a whole new avenue that you might not have been aware about yourself. Maybe you're very talented at knitting. Maybe you are a ridiculous sculptor. Maybe you're just a freaking maestro on the pottery wheel. Maybe it turns out you're a really good pro gamer and you do challenge runs. It is completely up to you. And the world is completely open. And again, with the advent of content creation, there are a lot of ways for you to even monetize it. And I wish, you know, there was a way for you to get on your feet doing that maybe didn't hurt you if you, you know, rely on disability. So, all I have to say on that part is be careful. The government's a bunch of fuckers. God damn. God damn. No, you have to pick up the other gun. Get fucked. So, I pose this question to you, dear viewer. Whether you're disabled or not, you can also find some time to be creative. So I ask you, if you are creative already, in what way are you being creative? And if you're not, what do you want to try? And here's the other fun thing, is you get to try as much as you can, as much as you can afford to try. You know, obviously some things are a little cost prohibitive. You know, if you're you know, if you're missing both your legs and you want to go skiing, the thing is I know there are programs to help people who it's like, hey, I want to, you know, be active, or I want to be creative, or I want to play video games. You know, there's a lot of accessibility companies out there who are non-profitably just trying to help, you know, people like us be able to do things that we wouldn't be able to do otherwise. So go out there and look for them. Oh, I'm never standing still. Find out what makes you tick. Kill an enemy with a thrown magazine. Oh, did I kick the magazine into his head? That's fucking cool. I didn't even know I did that. Yep, saw that coming. Switch guns often. Yes, 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 yes. 69 kills. The funny number. My wife laughed at that, so it's funny. Marry someone who thinks you're funny. Or at least funny looking. My puppy is sleeping, and she's so cute. She's getting older, and it makes me sad every time I look at her and I see the white on her face. You know what? I'm gonna try to do this run while kicking only. I am not that good at that. They like kite around me so perfectly. I need to get my crosshair closer if I'm gonna do that. Oh man, that was funny. Oh, that was incredibly funny. Oh my lord. Oh. Okay, combo multiplier lasts longer. I think that health one helped me out a lot. So we're gonna try that again. What? Yeah, I need your gun. Come here. Say hello to my little friend. Trust me, guys, it's not racist. Somewhere in my history, there's Italian. Guys, it's not racist. I had spaghetti once. No, but really, my family in the 1800s, something like that, immigrated from, yeah, 1800s, immigrated from Italy to South America. And before someone's like, oh, colonizer. No, it was after the country had reached their independence. They were part of the large Italian immigrant population. I fucking swear to God. Ooh. I think I might cut this at 2. Or, sorry, at 2 hours, so in another 10 minutes. Oh, that's a grenade. Does that hurt people? Get juked, bitch. It's so intense. Oh man. No, I think I might end it here. Thank you, dear viewers, friends, comrades. I hope you have a great day. Sorry for punching my mic there. Bye-bye for now.